Starter Pokemon all follow the very simple rock, paper and scissors format, where fire beats grass, grass beats water and water beats fire. This has happened for every single generation so far, where we get to choose either a fire starter Pokemon, a grass starter Pokemon or a water starter Pokemon. But which exactly is the best starter Pokemon of each type? With that being said, today's video is part 1 of a 3-part series in which we look at each starter Pokemon type and decide which is the best. So for today, we're looking at the fire type starter Pokemon. Of course, this is all my own opinion at the end of the day, and it's completely cool if you guys disagree with what I say in the video. Don't hesitate to drop a comment down below about the video and if you found it interesting or not. Don't forget to leave a like on this video too to show your support, and I'll be sure to bring out a new video very shortly. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date, and follow my Twitter to hear updates about the channel. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. Okay, so starting things off, we of course have Generation 1, and the fire starter Pokemon for Generation 1 is Charmander, who evolves into Charizard. Now, Charizard wasn't all that until like Mega Evolutions got introduced, because, you know, being a fire and flying type Pokemon, he got destroyed by Stealth Rocks, and that really dropped him into the lower tiers. His stat totals was 534, he had 78 HP, 84 physical attack, 78 physical defense, 109 special attack, 85 special defense and 100 speed. So a pretty nice special attack and speed stat, but the rest is kind of under par. You know, he's not the bulkiest Pokemon, has a little bit of defenses. He was, however, weak to water, electric, and 4 times weak to rock, and it was immune to ground. However, he did resist fire, 4 times resistant to grass, fighting, 4 times resistant to bug, resistant to steel, and fairy. The moveset this Pokemon gets is pretty cool. But unfortunately his hidden ability was Solar Power, and if you don't know what that is, during harsh sunlight, Solar Power raises the ability bearer's special attack by 50%, but it also loses 1/8 of its maximum HP after every turn. So that's kind of cool, because it means you're doing a lot of damage. You're doing 50% more damage during sunlight. Obviously you have to set up the sun for this to happen, so this is why this Pokemon was alright on a sun team, but obviously a lot of teams were running Stealth Rock, so that's kind of what destroyed Charizard. His move pool is really good though. He gets like Air Slash, Flare Blitz, Heat Wave, Dragon Claw, Shadow Claw, Flame Burst, Flamethrower, Heat Wave. He gets a bunch of really cool moves that do a lot of damage on physical and special attack, because this Pokemon can be run physical or special. But of course, the main thing that this Pokemon does benefit from are it's not 1 but 2 Mega Evolutions. The first being Mega Charizard X, which is what we're going to go over now. Its attack gets skyrocketed up to 130, 111 physical defense, 130 special attack, 85 special defense, and 100 speed. So a nice speed stat of 100, but its physical and special attack both get shot up to 130. It does become a fire dragon type, and it does gain the ability Tough Claws, which makes all contact moves 30% more, do 30% more damage. It's now 4 times resistant to fire, resistant to electric, 4 times resistant to grass, resistant to bug, and resistant to steel, whereas it is only weak to ground, rock, and dragon. Of course, it is not weak to fairy, because the fire type does cancel that out. And this Pokemon gets a lot of stab moves. It gets Dragon Claw, gets Outrage, it gets Dragon Dance, Dragon Pulse, Dragon Rush, a bunch of moves like that. Also gets like Earthquake and stuff like that. So it really does get a really nice, variety of moves that this Pokemon can learn. And so Mega Charizard X is a huge threat in the competitive scene. We next have Mega Charizard Y, who is a fire flying type, so still all the same weaknesses as the regular Charizard, but its attack goes up to 104, 159 special attack with 115 special defense, so a lot more bulky, but its special attack is ridiculous. It does get the ability Drought, which basically creates sunlight straight away, so that's already meaning that its fire type moves are getting boosted already, plus the stab, and then its special attack of 159, a flamethrower from this thing or a fire blast from this thing is going to do so much damage. Also, because the sunlight is up, Solar Beam is a 1-turn move, you don't have to gather sunlight. Also does get Roost, both of them do get Roost of course, so it gets some reliable recovery there, and a very nice Pokemon in general. So Charizard, that's been covered. So next up we have Typhlosion. Now Typhlosion is a decent Pokemon. It was better than Charizard in my opinion until Mega Evolutions were introduced. Its stats are 70 HP, 84 attack, 78 defense, 109 special attack, 85 special defense with 100 speed, with the ability Flash Fire. Not the best ability, it does cancel out fire type moves, which is nice. It is a good switch in for them. It is resistant to fire, grass, ice, bug, steel, and fairy, whereas that is only weak to water, ground, and rock. The moves that it gets are pretty cool. It does get a lot of the, the normal fire type moves you'd expect, like Lava Plume, Flamethrower. One of the things that this Pokemon does get though is Eruption, which is a 150 base power attack, and it does more damage the more HP you're on. So a lot of people do scarf this thing and then hit them with a powerful Eruption and then switch out, because it is going to do a lot of damage. It is stab, 150 base power, and you're on full HP, so it's going to be doing a lot of damage. It also does get things like Earthquake and stuff like that, but I don't know why I'd run this physical. It has only got 84 physical attack when it's got 109 special attack, so of course everyone is going to run this special. And that's pretty much all that you can really say about Typhlosion. I do like Typhlosion, but on the competitive scene it doesn't have the best, it doesn't make the best appearances. Next up we have Blaziken. Now Blaziken is a firefighting type Pokemon who is resistant to fire, grass, ice, 4 times resistant to bug, resistant to dark and steel, whereas it is only weak to water, ground, flying, and psychic. So a nice trade-off there. Like I said, it is a firefighting type Pokemon, and the main thing that does make this Pokemon incredible is that its speed boost ability. The speed boost basically just gives you a +1 speed boost every single turn, so you can protect on the first turn. You're basically already at +1, so that's ridiculous. It has a base stat total of 530, 120 physical attack, 70 physical defense, 110 special attack, 70 special defense, 80 speed, and 80 HP. So already, you can run this either a physical or special type Pokemon. However, physical does have 10 more points. It doesn't have the best kind of bulk, but just because of the speed boost makes this Pokemon ridiculous. It does get high jump, gets Flare Blitz, Fire Punch, Sky Uppercut, Brave Bird, a bunch of really powerful damaging moves. But of course, the main thing about Blaziken is its Mega Evolution, which still keeps speed boost, which is ridiculous, but its physical attack gets boosted up to 160 with 130 special attack and 100 special defense, and its defenses do both get boosted up to 80. 160 physical attack though, this thing is ridiculous. High jump kicks destroy, Sky Uppercuts destroy, Flare Blitzes destroy, you know, it does so much damage. It can even bulk up, but of course all you have to do is protect first turn to get the speed boost, and then you're sorted. It gets moves like Crush Claw, it gets Night Slash, gets Last Resort if you wanted to run that kind of set, gets Poison Jab, Rock Slide, gets a bunch of physical moves, and of course if you're outspeeding everything with 160 physical attack as well, that's going to be destroying a lot of Pokemon. So Mega Blaziken is no wonder it is in Ubers, of course. Next up we do have Infernape. Now Infernape is another firefighting Pokemon with the ability Iron Fist. Of course, I won't be going over the ability Blaze in this video because they all get Blaze, that's just a given. But it does have the ability Iron Fist, and if you are unaware of what Iron Fist does, it basically boosts the amount of power of punching moves up by 20%, so Bullet Punch, Dizzy Punch, Drain Punch, Fire Punch, those kind of moves. And being fire and fighting is the exact same as Blaziken with resistance-wise, so it's resistant to fire, grass, ice, 4 times to bug, resistant to dark and steel, then it is only weak to water, ground, flying, and psychic. This Pokemon has 76 HP, 104 physical attack, 71 physical defense, 104 special attack, 71 special defense, and 100 speed. So a very nice speed stat there, outspeeding most of the Pokemon in the competitive scene, because if you're above base 100, you are going to be outspeeding a lot of things. Has a nice mixed 104 special and physical attack, so this Pokemon can be run in both of those ways. However, to take advantage of Iron Fist, you probably will be wanting to run this thing physical. It does get access to close combat and Max Punch. Max Punch obviously getting the boost from Iron Fist. Also does get like Thunder Punch as well, and Fire Punch, which obviously both do get the Iron Fist ability boost as well. Gets Blaze Kick, which is nice. Gets Flare Blitz, like I said, it does get close combat. Gets Earthquake, a lot of really nice physical type moves. Obviously does get Focus Blast, Flamethrower as special attacking moves, but like I say, if you want to be taking advantage of Iron Fist, then that is going to be doing very right now. If you do run a Choice Scarf on this thing, or you could run a Choice Band on this thing, I usually run Choice Band on this thing so you can U-turn, do a lot of damage, because it already does have a really nice speed stat. I usually run a Choice Band on this just so you can U-turn out, you can close combat, does a lot of damage. Max Punch of course isn't super useful if you do band it, but still priority is very nice if you need to get a powerful stab Iron Fist boosted Max Punch in. And like I say, Blaziken, Infernape is a really nice Pokemon. It doesn't, I think, in my opinion, live up to Blaziken because of its Mega Evolution, but Infernape is still very nice in the competitive scene. Next up, we have Emboar. Now, Emboar is another firefighting type. I don't know what Pokemon were thinking. I don't know what Game Freak were thinking when they thought, 3 generations in a row, let's make them all firefighting. I don't know. It does get the ability Reckless though, and what that does is it basically cancels out the recoil from moves such as Flare Blitz and moves like that and Takedown, so where you would be taking the recoil damage from that, you don't take it because of Reckless. Being another firefighting type, I won't go over the resistances and weaknesses again because I have just done that for the other two. It is going to be the exact same. The base stat total of this Pokemon is 528. It does have 110 HP, 123 physical attack, 65 physical defense, 100 special attack, 65 special defense, and 65 speed. So the thing that really does let this Pokemon down is its bulk and its speed stat, only 65 in all of them. It does have a nice HP stat of 110, very nice there for taking hits, and a very nice physical attack stat of 123. Can really take advantage of things like Flare Blitz and Head Smash, those things that would be causing huge recoil, but of course because of Reckless it does help out. It does get Hammer Arm as well, and Heat Crash, gets Brick Break, Earthquake, those kind of moves, Superpower. You wouldn't be really running this thing as a special attacker just because there's no point. Does get Sucker Punch as well for that priority if obviously they do use a move, an attacking move. But Ember, unfortunately, the speed stat doesn't really help it out in that sense. So there's two other firefighting starters that are so much better than this Pokemon. That's why this Pokemon gets dropped down in the competitive scene quite a lot. Next up, we have Delphox, who is a fire psychic type, finally changing the firefighting theme that we had going on, and it has the hidden ability Magician. And what Magician does, it basically, the Pokemon steals the held item of a Pokemon it hits with a move. So if you don't run an item on this Pokemon and then you hit it, then you get their move basically. Being fire and psychic, it is resistant to fire, grass, ice, fighting, psychic, steel, and fairy. So a lot of resistances there. However, it is weak to water, ground, rock, ghost, and dark. It has a base attack total of 534, 75 HP, 69 physical attack, 72 physical defense, 114 special attack, 100 special defense, and 104 speed. So it does have more than 100 speed, so that is very nice for outspeeding a few things, and a very nice special attack of 114 with 100 special defense. Not the best on the physical side of things. 72 physical defense isn't the best, and you wouldn't be running this as a physical attacker with only 69. That'd just be silly. Does get some nice moves though. Gets Mystical Fire, obviously Psychic, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, Fire Blast, moves that you want it to have. Of course, Shadow Ball as well, but that's a given. And also gets Hypnosis, but unfortunately Hypnosis is only a 60 accuracy move, so you'd be kind of silly to run that on the thing. But does get Overheat and Dazzling Gleam as well. And I quite like this Pokemon. You know, it can be run. It has a lot of sets because of its Magician ability. Does get access to moves such as Light Screen as well, so you could put that up. Obviously gets Calm Mind as well, so you could set up with this thing. A lot of cooler sets you can run on this thing. I'm quite a big fan of Delphox, but that is kind of an analysis of this Pokemon. Last but not least, we of course have 7th generation Pokemon Sun and Moon, Incineroar. Incineroar is a fire dark type Pokemon. A lot of people did think it'd be fire and fighting, but we already do have 3 of those, so it'd be a bit silly. Being fire and dark, it is resistant to fire, grass, ice, immune to psychic, resistant to ghost, dark, and steel, whereas it is weak to water, fighting, ground, and rock. So nice trade-off there. Its hidden ability is Intimidate, so if you are aware of what Intimidate does, when you put a Pokemon with Intimidate into battle, it basically lowers the opponent's attack stat by 1 stage. So very nice there. It does have a stat total of 530, 95 HP, 115 physical attack, 90 physical defense, 80 special attack, 90 special defense, 60 speed. Unfortunately, a very slow Pokemon, but with its bulk, it has 90 in both defenses and 95 HP, plus the hidden ability of Intimidate. That's really nice. 115 special attack, physical attack as well. That's really cool. The moves that it does get, of course, Darkest Lariat, which is its like signature move. And what that does is it basically ignores stat buffs. So basically, if someone's setting up curses or something that's going to get their physical defense up, it basically ignores that. So Darkest Lariat still hits for like normal damage, and that is stab as well. Also gets Cross Chop, Outrage, Flare Blitz. A bunch of really nice moves. The egg moves that it gets, keep going. It gets Revenge, Body Slam, gets Fake Out if you wanted to learn that. Gets Earthquake, gets Break, Leech Life for some nice recovery there. Also Brutal Swing. Has some pretty nice special attacks as well, but you wouldn't be really running that over the physical attack because it is a 35 point difference, so that'd be silly to run special in Incineroar. But Incineroar is a very nice Pokemon. But after looking at all of the fire starter Pokemon, in my opinion, I believe Blaziken does take the crown. Mega Blaziken does really put in the most work in the competitive scene. Speed boost is ridiculous, plus 160 physical attack stat with the stab moves that it does get, such as Sky Uppercut, Blaze Kick, Flare Blitz, those kind of moves. It is going to be doing hella damage. It does have a nice speed stat of 100 as well, so it does the most damage in the competitive scene. Taking the second place for me would probably be Charizard because of both its Mega Evolutions, and then in last place would probably be like a split between no, it'd probably be Infernape for last place actually, because I know it is another fighting type, but it does its job very well. But yeah, in my opinion, I believe Blaziken is, but of course you guys may disagree with me. But with that, does wrap up the video. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it, guys. If you did enjoy the video though, please leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. Like I said at the start of the video, I would also love to hear your guys' opinions on this subject. Of course, starter Pokemon is a massive subject, so I would like to see your thoughts on it. But if you do want to leave a comment down below, I would really appreciate it. I have a couple top 5s coming onto your screen in a second, so be sure to watch them if you have the time, and also subscribe if you did like this video and you are enjoying my content. That is everything from me though, so thank you so much for watching, guys. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.